Howdy, y'all. It's Cody from Keepers Nerdum. How you doing? Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. Is it actually a bad movie? Let's talk about it really quickly. If you want the short version, yeah, it's not it's not good. That being said, it's funny because when you actually stop to really think about this film, I think everything that it's actually trying to accomplish is a great idea, but it just doesn't get there. And I mean, that's basically it. Like it's got a good premise behind it, but it doesn't work. Let's talk about it. Let's go through. So first off, we have obviously it's a Kirk and Spock and McCoy kind of film as usual, but we find out there's Cybach, which is Spock's half brother that just dropped in the middle of this film. And it's funny, this film is the perfect example of why this doesn't work. Dropping, hey, you just had a secret family member that you never told anybody about. And yet then they did that in Star Trek Discovery and it flopped as well. Like it just was bad. Oh, it was bad. That Spock has a secret sister. Oh my gosh, stop it. Just stop doing that. You should have learned from Star Trek 5 that that's it. It creates this tension. It's funny, like Carol Marcus and David Marcus from Star Trek 2 and Star Trek 3, it's kind of forced in a way because they just show up out of nowhere. But this is worse because it's just not even built up in a way that's of benefit. Very strange. Very strange indeed. Let's continue on. So, the one good part I think that is just fascinatingly powerful and interesting, at least, is that of McCoy when he meets with Cybach. We actually get quite an interesting story piece that McCoy, as a doctor, took his dad off of life support, and then a cure was found for the disease that his dad had like a couple weeks later. And that's like the most moving, touching scene in the movie that I can ever remember in it, and that works. But it also doesn't work because then McCoy resists Cybach's appeal, and he's like, they accuse him of mind control. He's like, no, I just freed them, but yet they're all devoted to him. It's really strange. You're like, no, this is straight up mind control, and yet McCoy can resist it, and it just doesn't make sense. Like, you're the main character, so you can resist it. It's plot armor. Anyway, the interesting thing is Cybach wants to take the Enterprise to meet God. Shakari is what he calls it from Vulcan, and it's interesting concept. Again, it's a fascinating premise because there's a barrier in the middle of the galaxy, which also the fact that they can just get there in the Enterprise whenever Voyager is going to take 70,000 years to get from the Delta Quadrant back home. That does not make sense. And they just do this in a few days or hours, it feels like. It's weird. And the Enterprise of this era does not have this near as high a warp speed as Voyager would have. Just strange. But the concept here of meeting with God here, which he's really not, he's something else entirely. But it's creates that great question from Captain Kirk. What does God need with a starship? Which I'm like, right there, right? Like, that's stupid. He notices it, and I appreciate that. Like, it's actually a good part of the film whenever Kirk's like, what does God need with a starship? If you're actually God, you wouldn't need that. Bingo. Exactly that. Another weird thing is the Klingons that look like they're from an 70s, 80s heavy metal band. The two younger ones up there, the older guys, the Klingon that's more traditional Klingon that's on the planet Paradise, I think it was called. But the Rockstar Klingons, man, they're weird. It's like, what if we took Klingons and just went crazy with them? And what's funny is this is nothing compared to what Discovery did. So yeah, there's that. These are the Klingon, or the three leaders on Paradise. We've got our Klingon guy who's just basically drunk himself into a stupor. The Romulan that doesn't actually ever show her ears, which is really stupid. That irritated me. You're like, so she's supposed to be Romulan, but you hide her ears. So how do we know she's actually Romulan? That's stupid. You know, they have to say stuff like that to then identify who she is. And then the human dude, he just looks like he literally woke up and did that for like a month straight, and that's what he is. And he's smoking a cigarette. That's super weird. Like Star Trek cigarettes, that's bizarre, especially for humanity. There's also a weird part in this movie where Uhura, who, you know, all the cast is older, and she's doing this weird dance in the moonlight. It's like, what is going on? And everybody falls for it. Like, this is stupid. Oh my gosh, this is stupid. It's just, that's what's funny about this film. Like, you can't help but laugh in a way because it's so dumb. It's Cybach with the not mind control. It's somehow the Enterprise can get to the center of the galaxy in just a few hours or days or whatever. It's the half brother that shows up out of nowhere and just feels forced as all get out. It's Spock being super weird about, I won't shoot my brother. You never even talked about him. It doesn't mean anything to you. Like, this is so dumb. It's just a lot of that kind of stuff in this movie. Again, the concept, the core concept story of what is in this film, I think is actually a really cool concept of somebody taking over the Enterprise to go and meet with what they think is God, and then it's not. Cool. I'm intrigued. This film is not it, though. It does not work. Like, this is a short video because the simple answer is it actually bad? Yes, it is. They have a core story and film in this that is fantastically awesome concept idea, but they don't pull it off at all, and it just feels forced and silly and dumb. Oh, and I forgot, this is the movie, yeah, with the rocket boots, which are cool until they're flying through the Enterprise and they go through the same deck over and over, and it's the wrong way as well for several of the decks. Like, they're out of order. It's bad. It's bad. Like, how did somebody not go? Those numbers don't line up accurately at all. This doesn't make sense. It's pretty simple stuff. What do you think of Star Trek V, The Final Frontier? What's the best part of it? What's the worst part of it? I didn't want to spend too much time on this movie because it's just rough. You can't help but laugh at it because it's so bad. And it's trying to be the most serious thing ever, and nothing really works well in it at all. It's just bad. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think of Star Trek The Final Frontier. Yes, it is actually bad. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for hanging out with me. Bye.